How you all doing? Especially the England fans amongst you. How are you feeling this morning? Happy? Relieved? Concerned? All of those things combined? I think that would be the expected cocktail of emotions after winning last night. Obviously, as a DR Congo fan, I was a little bit disappointed with that result. Long-term subscribers will know me nan. She's from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. But I'm not too gutted because I've still got a dog in the fight. My other nan, she's from Mexico, so I'm looking forward to the last 16. And Americans, don't worry, I'm not forgot about you. I know you're all buzzing. You lot will just be buzzing. I'm assuming that and expecting that. And do you know what? You should be as well. USA through to the last 16 of the World Cup as well. We're going to be discussing it all. But if you're new to the channel, you're new to Tartan Geo, thank you very much for joining me. I've watched every game at the World Cup so far. I will watch every remaining game at the World Cup as well. And I'm feeling good today. I had a good nap after the football last night. Dreading tonight. Last 4 a.m. kickoff of the tournament. And if that game goes to extra time, I won't get any sleep tonight. I might get a couple of half-hour naps here and there. That's it. But once the football finishes, I'll get on with my day. There won't be any nap after the football. So please, can we have the game finished up in 90 minutes, just like the USA one was. But before we talk about that, I want to talk about the England game. Oh, they were stinky at the start, weren't they? Defensively, terrible. Spence, absolutely dreadful for Congo's goal. Just gets sucked into the middle of the park. Now, Madueke wasn't giving him much support throughout the game, but that wasn't a result of it. Everybody just gets dragged in, unmarked at the back post. Great finish, though. Pickford should be doing a little bit better. He's not having the best tournament, Pickford. I do feel like his #1 spot is coming under pressure. Not for this tournament, but he's going to need to have a couple of heroic man-in-the-match performances in order to establish himself or confirm that he's still the #1. But if he continues the way he has been, I wouldn't be surprised if the qualifiers, they're trying someone else, whether it's Henderson or Trafford. And if Trafford gets his move right, he might start challenging for that #1 spot. I've always seen Pickford as an elite goalkeeper, undisputed England's #1. And he has been. But I don't know, this tournament just feels like a dip in the usual standards from him. I always felt confident England would win. I always felt like that. And none of you will be in the group chats I'm in. Otherwise, you could back me up here. But I said in them, you'll be fine. You cannot not beat a defence that has Masuaku and Wan-Bissaka as fullbacks. Admittedly, they played quite well in all seriousness. And Bemba and Twanzebe in centre-back positions as well. And England should have had a couple of goals in the first half. It was just outstanding goalkeeping. That save from Bellingham's header, Rashford off the line. England were unlucky not to score in the first half. They were. Admittedly, they were lucky not to go 2 down with Wissa hitting the post. But in the second half, I always felt confident England would go on and win it, whether it was in normal time or extra time. And I think not playing extra time was a necessity for them to get out of there as quickly as they can. But Harry Kane's just unbelievable, isn't he? He didn't have the best half of football, but the second, to be fair, he didn't have the best 70-odd minutes of football. But he gets his equaliser. Good movement, good header, but the second goal is outstanding. And I've seen a lot of, Anthony Gordon came on and changed the game, 2 assists. I think the first one, fair, right? The second one, it's an assist, but come on. It's just an individual strike. That's all it is. It's an individual bit of play from Harry Kane. He's got no right to score from where he is when he receives the ball. But his movement's brilliant and the finish is outstanding. Honestly, he is unbelievable and it's frustrating to watch as a Scotland man. But you've just got a world-class striker up front. A lot of unconvincing. England are incredibly unconvincing. There's not many players having a good tournament with England right now. And I keep thinking, surely they're going to get going now. But we're 4 games in and that's not happened yet. And now they're away to play in incredibly difficult circumstances in Mexico City. And, Kane's alluded to it and Tuchel's alluded to it, basically saying this is going to be very difficult. And they're not wrong, but it's hard to see how they're going to cope. They're going to need to improve massively if they're going to get through to the quarterfinals. So all that matters is you get through. England's certainly done that, but in unconvincing fashion once again. But I will say they were unlucky not to have scored in the first, at least one in the first half. So I'm not surprised by it. I don't think it's great, but I don't think it's as bad as it could be. but it certainly doesn't make me watching. In another tournament's gone by, I watched England and thought, bloody hell, they might actually do this. And I'll put it this way, the biggest reason some people think England might go all the way is because they're singing Wonderwall after the game with the fans, right? The biggest reason people think France will go all the way is because of Mbappe, is because of Elise, because of the way they're playing football. That's the big difference here. And when you watch England, you think as soon as they come up against a side like France, their defence is just going to get torn to shreds. That's the problem. There's no answer at right back. I do worry for England fans that he's now going to play Declan Rice right back against Mexico, which would be, it feels like a really stupid thing to do, but he got moved to right back, was involved in the build-up, and Tuchel praised Anthony Barry for the acting. This halftime interview things with him needs to stop. It's unnecessary. Moving on to the Belgium game. 3-2 sounds like a great game of football. I don't think it was that good a game of football. Belgium have somehow scammed a win here. They've somehow got into the last 16, and I'm unsure how they did it. They were stinky. They were not good at all. Senegal were by far the better team. 2-0 up. In cruise control. And I have to be honest with you, and this is why he's a manager, and I'm a gobby Scotsman on a webcam on YouTube, right? When he took off Doku, I did think, what on earth are you doing? I thought, you've absolutely messed this up. Any chance of a comeback's done. What are you doing? But the two players he brought on, I can't remember the young player's name on the left wing. I was trying to remember it. No, it's not coming to. I've got like Maul in my head, but I don't think it's that. He looks good. He's got the hair. Plays in France. I've never heard of him before. But when he came on, and the Becky over on the other side, is that his name, Becchio? On the other side, they made a big difference when they came on. So the subs were right. But Senegal should have been able to see this game out. They absolutely should have been. It's a great moment. The ball in for Lukaku. Fantastic finish by Lukaku. Then Tielemans' header into extra time. You're thinking, we've got a game on our hands here. And in the 120th minute, they get a penalty thanks to VAR. I think it's a penalty, but I think he's very unlucky. The Senegalese defender is very unlucky. The ball's coming across. He just goes to clear it. He doesn't know where Tielemans is. He goes to clear it. His leg's already in motion, and Tielemans just gets in front of him, and unfortunately kicks the back of Tielemans' ankles, and Tielemans can't get the ball. And to be fair, he should have scored. It hit the bar and went over. But it was a big decision, huge decision, because he felt like you're basically giving Belgium the win here. And it took a while. This was the longest VAR check at the World Cup, I think. I can't recall a longer one. For them watching it in the room, and then the referee watching numerous replays as well, which would suggest that it's not a clear and obvious error. It would suggest that, but I do think it's more just because it's so late on and it's such an important decision. I think they were just making sure. The problem is the World Cup, the threshold for penalties or just any foul has been higher. It's been a lot higher. And that's a penalty all day, every day inside the Premier League. But at the World Cup, I don't know. I've seen incidents like that go unpunished. There was one in the USA game. Balogun went down. There was contact on him, but he was not carry on. The England game, no, dive. Harry Kane, dive and cheat, right? On real time, I thought that's a pen. And when he gave it against him, I thought, okay. But also, he didn't book Kane, which I thought was weird. If you're going to give a free kick against someone for diving, it's got to be a booking, in my opinion. Not every player that goes down, it's not. Sometimes it's just play on. It's not a foul. It's not a dive, right? And I think there's an element of that to some extent because there is contact on Kane, but he's practically down before there is contact. He didn't need to do it either. Stay on your feet. Let the keeper hit you with his hands. Go around him. Do whatever. But it was just unnecessary from Kane. Well done, referee, because real time, I thought, oh my word, what a big mistake that is. Then the more I seen it, I thought, especially the different angle, I thought, wow, okay, that is a dive from Kane. Great penalty from Tielemans, though, like proper pen, whipped it into the top corner. And then Senegal went down the other end and got a free kick, but blazed it high and wide. And Senegal will be wondering what on earth has happened here. African Cup of Nations, now this, they'll be scratching their head going, what on earth has happened to us? Belgium, they are incredibly unconvincing. I don't know who they've got in the next round, but I wouldn't be worried about them personally. They've not been good. I don't know how they've managed to get through this. I thought Senegal were a better team over 90 minutes. Belgium just scored 2 very late goals. And then we had USA beating Bosnia. I was confident USA would win, and they won quite comfortably despite being down to 10 men. They started brightly, a couple of disallowed goals throughout the game as well. One for Balogun, one for Pulisic in the second half. Balogun scoring, and then he getting sent off. And it is a red card, but I think he's unlucky. I don't think there's any intent. I don't think he's trying to harm the Bosnia defender. I think he's trying to get his foot around him, gets caught, and because the Bosnia player's leg is moving, I think his leg almost drags Balogun's foot down into his ankle. So I think it looks a lot worse than it was. And it is a red card. It's clumsy. It is clumsy. But you do think back to the opening games of the tournament when Messi put his studs on the back of someone's calf and play on. It wasn't even a booking, never mind a red card. It definitely felt quite similar to some extent, and different rules, different punishments. So they'll be without him. But even down to 10 men, I thought USA looked really comfortable. I mean, they scored twice, Pulisic offside, and then Tillman with a fantastic free kick. I mean, it's one of those I say fantastic free kick. I'm not sure how the keeper doesn't save it. He just chips it over the wall. It's really soft. He just goes for accuracy. He's not going for power. It is a bit too close to the wall. So he thinks, I'm just going to dink this, not dink it, but just gently loft it over the wall into the corner. But it's at a good height for the keeper. I think the keeper should be saving this. He gets to it, but I think it's pathetic goalkeeping, actually. He's showing him that part of the goal. And there's not loads of power. His hands, it's above or below. I can't recall which one it is. But where the ball is, his hand's there. It's just too high or too low. He's misjudged it completely. Really bad goalkeeping, but the USA, this is fantastic for them. I found myself wanting USA to win. I'm unsure if it's because I've got a lot of subscribers that are from America, some individually that I've spoken to quite frequently. Is it because I don't like Bosnia in terms of how they've played football throughout the tournament? I don't know. There's something about USA that I've found myself in the last couple of games wanting to see them do well. I can't put my finger on why, but I was pleased to see them win last night. But a very comfortable win for them. That's as easy as it's going to get in the last 32. So on to the last 16 USA go alongside England just and Belgium somehow. Anyway, more games tonight. Looking forward to it. The football continues. The videos will continue. I'll be back tomorrow morning with my thoughts on the action I watched tonight. And fingers crossed, there's no extra time in that 4 a.m. game. Otherwise, tomorrow I'm going to struggle. But it is the last 4 a.m. kickoff. 5 a.m.s were gone. This is the last 4 a.m. kickoff of the tournament. And I'm delighted about that. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll catch you in a bit.